In this video, what is the tarot zone? If you want to know a secret to giving a great tarot reading, then stick around for the whole video. Those of you who are just getting to know us,
I'm Heather.
and I'm David
From Caren.
home of Zen Ed Academy. For a little over the past decade plus, we've worked with thousands of people across the globe to help them hone and use their individual psychic gifts to enjoy a more fulfilling life and find their psychic clarity through something that we call neural bridge alignment.
And as you guys come on, let us know where you're from.
And if you have any questions as we go, drop them in the comments down below. So
today we're going to talk about the zone. Basically being confident as opposed to being self-conscious.
And we're also going to be talking about intimacy and vulnerability. These are some amazing secret tricks to use for your next tarot reading.
So what is the zone? Okay, so you hear about the zone a lot in the world of music and performing, right? Or acting, where you get in the zone and you just become one with the music or one with the character that you're playing or whatever it is, or one in a conversation, like you might be having a conversation with someone and you're just having coffee, you're drinking wine at dinner. And
Before you know it, 8 hours have passed and you've had an amazing conversation and you're like, where did the time go? They want to close.
Basically, you lose track of time. Your sense of time goes away and you're just lost in the moment. That is the zone.
Yep.
Okay, and it's kind of the same place that you want to get to in tarot and psychic work.
Yep.
Because that's sort of the place where your intuition can flow freely. You're not thinking about judgment. You're not thinking about, am I doing this right? And you're not self-conscious. You're just lost in the moment. That's the zone, plain and simple.
So the zone is actually a place that your brain gets to where you are tapping into those parts of your mind that hold the intuitive awareness, the ability to unlock your subconscious genius and convey it into a conscious awareness. Take it away.
So I want to talk about music a little bit more. Singing a song where you're just singing a song, okay? Where you're like, I know the words, I know the melody, I know the technique, I'm just going to sing a song. The difference between that and having a conversation in the song. So the singer who sings a song is a conversation to a person. The conversation of the lyrics is going to make you feel the meaning of that song much more than someone who just sings the notes and does the technique right. Or the same thing with reading the tarot cards. If you just read the tarot cards without having a conversation and connecting to the person that you're reading for in empathy, it's not going to be the same reading.
So think about if you've got the cards, right, and you know all of the technical meanings of the cards, and you speak them out verbatim, you've got a photographic memory, you can memorize all of the cards, and you just tell them every card that comes up, this is exactly what it means. But you're not investing in your client, you're not being fully present in that conversation. You're talking at them. You're throwing a reading at them. You're not engaging in a dialogue of conversation.
So we're talking about a nuanced conversation because when we have conversations with each other, they're nuanced, right? There's a body language, there's tone, there's inflection, there's things that happen in a conversation. The same thing happens when you're singing a song. So you've got a balance between technique learned as a technical singer, and then you've got the balance of singing with passion and emotion and empathy to the lyric. When those two meet, you have magic. The same thing with tarot. You learn the techniques of tarot, you learn the card meanings, you dive down into your nerdiness that is tarot, and then you take your intuition and your empathy and your love of helping people and you combine them, and suddenly you're having a conversation that is tarot. That's the zone that you want to get to as a reader, to be the best reader that you can. And that's where intimacy happens.
And let's talk about intimacy for a moment. When you are allowing yourself to get in that zone, to tap into your genius, you can allow yourself to reach the depths of intimacy in a reading and not only help yourself to dive into your intuition, but you're also helping your client to unlock the depths of their intuition, because that is where their answers truly lie. It's not in you. You, as a reader, just have the ability to help this person to unlock their truth. And that intimacy is what really, really, really brings it down into that next level. So we're talking about a great tarot reading, unlock your intimacy, help your client to unlock theirs.
So your ability to be intimate and vulnerable as a reader, when we're talking about, okay, will affect things like your ability to deliver a song, for instance, and touch someone's heart in real empathy, or to give a tarot reading and get through to inspire someone to make real change, because that's what tarot is really about. You're inspiring somebody to make real change. Inspiration doesn't come from just reading verbatim the messages or the meanings that you've learned out of the book. That's an important part of learning tarot.
Absolutely.
The technique is very important.
Yes.
I see readers throwing it out, and then what happens is their emotional stuff gets in the way, and then you're kind of only talking about your personal stuff as a reader.
You've got to combine the two.
You've got to combine the two for you to get to that sweet spot. Just like the best singers in the world learn their technique like a mad person and connect to their passion and put them together. There's no difference between being a great tarot reader and being a great singer. You're doing the same thing. You're being human.
If you want to inspire people, let that human part out. Train, yes, but don't let the training override being a human, okay? So the zone is about losing yourself into the presence of the moment. Yes, you train, you educate yourself, you learn the cards, absolutely. But in the moment, you be who you are. Allow yourself the freedom. Allow yourself the freedom to be fully present for yourself. Have faith and trust that those parts of the cards, the parts of the deeper meanings and all of that, those are going to come up when you need them. Have faith that that's back there, okay? But in the moment, when you're present with your person, you will have some of the deepest magical moments just by being you.
So that's the space, but that takes real letting go, right? Without fear of judgment. And that's why for us and our students, it's really important, right? The way that we teach in our school is about teaching the teachers to let go of that fear of judgment, to work on their shadows, and that's what it takes to be intimate in our relationships in life or in our business relationships, right? So I've heard a lot of singers who relied purely on technique, who deliver the most technically perfect song, and I felt nothing. And I have had singers who have a good voice but have no technique, and I'm really bored because they're not delivering it or executing it in a really good way. So I get bored with the message, even though they're very passionate. I'm listening to notes that aren't right. I'm listening to like, ooh, I know they're doing that wrong in their voice, and so I lose interest in the song. So the zone is about losing yourself in the presence of the moment, like David said.
Right. So let's talk a little bit about self-consciousness versus self-awareness.
And what is letting go?
Absolutely. So when you're self-conscious, you literally rob yourself of the freedom to be in the moment, rob yourself of the genius and the gifts that any given moment has for you. Self-awareness is when you know that maybe your fears, your doubts, your insecurities start poking the head out and they're like, ah, and you're like, okay, yeah, I can acknowledge that I'm feeling, a little off center right now. I may feel like I'm being judged a little bit. Take a breath. Because if you have the awareness, you can more easily realign yourself to that zone as opposed to letting the self-consciousness take over.
So let me give you an example. Think of the dancer who has just learned to dance, right? And they're like, I got to go perform this dance. It's my recital time. And I hope I got to do this step. I got to do this step and this step. And I'm like, I hope I'm doing it right. Oop, I missed that step. Counting and all of that. That's self-consciousness.
Right.
Self-awareness is, oh, here's where my arm is in space. You haven't lost touch with yourself, but you're like, oh, I'm here in space and I'm moving through space. Right. You have this awareness of the body through the space, but you're not judging the movement.
You become the dance.
And that is what is letting go.
Yes.
So, and others are going to applaud you when you get there, even though right now it may feel scary to be in that place because others might judge you for letting go into that vulnerability of the moment. That's an old fear, but others will applaud you when you get there because we all want to be in that zone where we let go and we enjoy instead of being self-conscious. We all want that.
Right. So don't let the self-consciousness overwhelm you. Bring yourself into the moment, be as fully present, and realize that you know as much as you know in that moment. That's all you need to know for that moment. And by being simply present and being in your zone, I guarantee that is going to unlock more for yourself, more for your client, and more for the reading in general than anything else you will do. That is the key to one of the best tarot readings you can possibly have.
So here's the journey. I'm going to tell you what the journey looks like. I'm going to talk about tarot specifically. You want to learn tarot. You want to be a boss at it. So you start learning the techniques of tarot. That's really good. That's the first part. But you're still kind of scared to give readings. You start giving readings. It's a little scary. You feel judged. You feel like, am I going to give the right answers? Am I going to remember the meanings? And then you know you've got some shadow work to work on because there's some sort of fear of judgment under there. There's some sort of fear of rejection. So you start working on those parts that are preventing you from drawing on your passionate self and not being afraid. So you start working on the technique and the shadow work, and at some point those two come together and you let yourself go into the technique and the passion and the intuition, and it all just opens up.
And that is when you lock into that zone. That is when you experience the genius of your real self being fully present and unlocking an amazing reading. So now that we have wrapped it up, we want to tease you about the most effective, surefire way to unlock your psychic clarity in the next 30 days. We call it Neural Bridge Alignment.
And if you want to learn more, you can click the link in the description.
And since you guys have watched this far, be sure to check out the goodies we've got for you. There's a link in the description below. If you like this video,
Hit the like button.
hit it hard! If you want to see more videos like this,
Be sure to subscribe.
and spank that naughty bell to turn notifications on
So you're the first to know.
when we drop a new video.
Or go live.
And we know that time is a valuable and precious resource, and the fact that you guys have chosen to spend that with us here now, we honor and appreciate that, but more importantly, that you are here to level up your life, your readings, your mind, and take everything to an entirely new level. We honor and appreciate that even more. Thank you guys for watching. If you want more, be sure to binge on one of our other videos somewhere around here, or maybe over there. I don't know where they are. You do. Go find them, binge out on our videos, and we will see you in the next video.
See you in the next video.